When I told somebody that selling $5 pieces of cardboard would teach me way more than school ever did, you would probably laugh at me. But I'm being dead serious. Those little pieces of cardboard have changed my life for the better. It basically allowed me to get a business degree before I even turned 18. Hypothetically, of course. And honestly, everything that I've done today kind of stems from that. UGC, networking, social media, building a brand, all of that started from just selling some sports cards on the internet. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is negotiation. This has come into play in my UGC business when I'm negotiating contracts. But when I was selling $5 sports cards, you had to negotiate because I would buy these cards for $3 and be trying to sell them for $5, right? I know that sounds dumb, but that's how negotiation works. You're trying to sell something for more than you bought it for. So I would walk up to a table, right? I would ask to sell a card to this guy, and I bought it for $3, right? And he would offer me $4, right? Then I would counter him and say $5, and then we would meet in the middle at $4.50. I know that sounds super stupid, but if you can turn $3 into $4.50 in just a few minutes, that's pretty good, especially for a piece of cardboard. And keep in mind, I was like 14 years old when I was doing this. And I'm competing with grown men. School does not teach you how to compete with grown men in negotiating. And obviously I'm a kid, so I might have some advantage in this aspect. But negotiating with grown men is kind of intimidating, to be honest. School does not teach you how to stand firm on your price, how to read a price, how to know the market, how to know what to price your cards at, what to sell them at, and that can literally go for anything. Stock market, it can go for if you're doing sales in the future, trying to negotiate with people. But this skill is major, and I was glad that I developed that skill just by selling pieces of cardboard to people. I learned that skill when I was very young. And now this side hustle I've been doing of selling cardboard or selling sports cards to people has gathered into a $5,000 collection. And I am not kidding when I say $5,000. I can literally show you the collection right now. I'll put a picture up here of it, but it's crazy. I don't know how I got to this point, but it's been a good journey and I've learned a lot through selling sports cards and pieces of cardboard. And the second thing I'm going to talk about is understanding margins. The moment you buy a card for $1 and sell it for $5, it's just a revelation. It just feels so weird. You'll start to understand margins better than people who've gone to Harvard with a business degree. Hypothetically, of course. You learn very quick that profit isn't just about money that's coming in. It's what's left over after you spend. And so you have to calculate on the balance sheet what is going in, what is going out. I'm not kidding when I say this. I have never heard a teacher talk about gross versus net profit and how to negotiate, how to understand margins, how to know you're making a profit. I've never heard any of that in school. And I'm not bashing on the school system. I'm just saying that this would be a good way to make kids be more entrepreneurial minded. A huge thing I've learned, this is the third thing I'm going to talk about, is customer service. It's redundant, but this is how you get repeat customers. If you want repeat buyers, you have to treat them well. You have to treat them like a human being, not just some robot. Some of the same grown men who bought my cards at $5 like 2 years ago are still messaging me when I get a new card. So when I was selling 50-cent pieces of cardboard to them, now they are still messaging me from 2 years ago about my $300 card that they want to buy. Because I have shipped my cards on time, I have delivered them tracking info, and I'm not just some scumbag. And this loyalty that I've developed with them hasn't come from customer service textbooks. It came from actually talking to people in person, knowing what they like, having repeat customers so I knew what they wanted, and being completely honest about my cards and my cardboard. Because some people in the hobby will sell you fake cards, they will sell you damaged cards, and not say anything about it. And I've been scammed multiple times. But I don't want to be like that, because that's how you develop strong relationships with people. You don't scam them. You build trust, you build connections. Real world customer service with my piece of cardboard business has taught me way more than school. I've never heard any teacher talk about sales in school. And sales is one of the biggest markets in the job, or one of the biggest jobs out there. There's so many people in the sales department, sales fields. So I'm very grateful that I learned this skill early. Another big thing is understanding demand. So you don't want to buy cards of players that nobody knows because nobody wants to buy that. And sometimes I used to buy a card thinking that it'll pop off, right? Thinking that I'll buy it for $5 and in 2 weeks it'll be up to $10 because he's going to be first round draft pick, right? And then it tanks and then you don't know what to do. So what I started doing was investing in stable investments in this hobby. So that's players like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, all of that stuff. And sometimes if a player drops like 40 points in a game, everybody wants the rookie card now. So it shoots up, right? But I try to stay away from that stuff because that's the volatile stuff. It'll go up and down, up and down, up and down, and nobody cares about this stuff. I want the big, stable stuff that's going to go up forever. And so school will talk about this with graphs and stuff, but I've learned this real world. I've learned how demand works, how supply works. Why is there only one card worth $1 million, right? Because there's not many of them. People want them, right? And nothing will make you want to crash out more than buying a card or buying something. And this can be applied to anything that I'm saying. So buying a card, right? And then you have it for forever. You can't sell it. So one time I bought one card for $150. I thought I would be able to sell it for $200 very easily. But it sat in my inventory for over 4 months and I could not get a sale until finally somebody bought it for $180. But sometimes you have to be patient and wait because I'm not accepting some lowball offers of like $130 on that card. You got to be patient. You got to wait. And that's the same thing that applies to in life. If you have an idea for an app, right? You're not going to get 4 million users in one day. You have to be patient. You have to build every single day if you want that many users on your app. You have to build. You can't just wake up tomorrow and think that, oh man, 1 million people are going to be using my app. No way, right? You have to go out there, put your app out there and show up. I didn't realize it then when I was like 13 years old, but those $5 sports cards have changed my life for the better. And here's how. The negotiation skills I learned have helped with brand deals. So when I'm negotiating contracts, I'll be like, hey, instead of $50 for this video, can we do 100 plus usage rights, right? And I'll say like, give them my past experience. I'll be like, hey, I made this video for this company and it aligns with your values. So I think I can create good content for your company and let's work together. Let's make something happen. And brands want to hear that because they want to know that you have experience and they want to know that you can deliver results for them. And this margin that I learned. So when I'm selling cards or when I'm negotiating contracts, I need to factor in my time. How much time am I spending to make this video? Maybe it's an hour. I'm not willing to get paid $10. You have to learn how to manage your time and provide value that people want to pay for. My customer service skills. A lot of people in jobs and stuff, they just say whatever they want. They don't really care. And you won't get respect from that. You have to be able to show up every day, give some people some respect, and don't just say whatever comes out of your mouth instantly, because that can get you in trouble. And supply and demand, I learned from selling cardboard in content, what I'm doing right now. I have to learn all the viral trends, what's working, and then use that for my own benefit so I can generate more leads for my business. So I'm always studying that. I'm always studying what's working and what's not working. And what I've learned from sports cards with patience is it's important. If you think everything is just going to happen instantly, it won't. You're not going to like it. I'm sorry. But nothing happens instantly. You have to be patient. Show up every day. And one thing that I don't like about school is school never shows you what you're capable of. I'm not trying to sound like some Andrew Tate Sigma here, okay? I'm trying to say that school doesn't show you what you're capable of. It's simple. We've all been to school. We all know that this is true. The only class that I would say is somewhat of that is art class, because they let you be creative. They let you think outside the box. But even at that point, some teachers don't even let you do what you want to do in an art class. I'm saying that teachers, you have to be willing to think outside the box. You have to be willing to go out there and try something new. And a lot of schools do not teach that. They don't let you be entrepreneurial minded. They don't let you, go out there and try something new. You have to stick with the script, right? And yes, again, I'm not trying to be some Andrew Tate Sigma boy. I don't agree with what he says or anything. But I'm saying, just go out there. Put yourself out there. I'm some weird, quiet kid at my school. I sit in the corner of my room. I don't care. I'm willing to go out there, put myself out there, and make something happen. And I'm just saying that you should do that too. Just try. Worst thing that happens is you fail, and you learn a lot from it. You know it doesn't work now. And so the main thing I'm trying to tell you guys is, if you're young and you're trying to start a business, or you're wanting to try something new and you don't think people will like you for it, do it. We live on a galaxy. You are one person out of 8 billion on a galaxy in the middle of some weird space system, right? And how are we living? We are living, we have got skin, and you're afraid to try and then fail something. And I'm not saying that I am the role model for this. I am saying that I have gone through this. I have failed. I have doom scrolled all day. I have done nothing for a whole year of my life. I have not accomplished that much in my life. I'm just saying what I have learned from so far in my life is that you won't get anywhere without putting yourself out there. Because if you aren't willing to start a business, then you can't make a successful business. Even if you I don't know how to explain it, but you can't start a business without failing a business. Ooh, W quote. Okay. But anyway, all I want to say is, I didn't know it back then, but those $5 pieces of cardboard that I did just because I enjoyed collecting them has shaped my life for the better, because I have learned so many valuable skills. And I think you guys should start developing a hobby or a habit that helps you develop skills too, especially at a young age, because employers like this. If you're going to college, they like that. If you're doing anything in life, it's good to have little skills and have things that employers like or people like, and have your own network. And if you're watching this and you're waiting for permission to start something, just start, bro. There's nothing holding you back. What is holding you back? Start your version of sports cards. Start by learning. Because the education that will actually stick to yourself is the stuff that you experience, and the stuff that you enjoy, and the stuff that you want to do. You won't remember differential equation in calculus 2 years from now. But what you will remember is the people you connected with, your networking, your friends, and the stuff you learn from trying, simply trying. And that's all I have. But yeah, be cool. Goodbye. Subscribe if you are cool, I guess.